name is Karen. I originate from New York City. I'm an artist, bassist, creative, and graphic designer. My vision and intention for being part of the podcast and assistant in the labor/birthing process is to create a virtual space where bands, artists, activists, writers, filmmakers can have a platform to showcase their music and creative endeavors, and also have security to have their voices and viewpoints heard without fear of persecution and being silenced by anyone. The world is in need for talented, innovative, passionate people, regardless of race, religion, class, sexual orientation, to have their time in the spotlight and be heard. My intentions, which are and is to reach out to folks and allow them to be heard away from mainstream media, how many Twitter followers they have, how many Facebook likes they have on their page, who they know, and how much money they have in order to have their voices and work shown. I also would like to build a community of folks from all over sharing ideas and collaborating. So many overlooked artists that are shut down and shut out by other people with control issues and politics of scenes, and being manipulated by use of fear and ostracized and banned from being part of shows and events. Most music and movements are created by folks that are usually excluded from its history. These are the people I want to reach out to and be heard. I'm here to uplift and discuss important issues, interview others, promote DIY bands and music, and celebrate their creations, hard work, and talents. This is my intentions and manifestations for podcast. Thank you.
That was great.
That was like 5 rewrites. I edited it down a little bit, reworded it, and then put it out neatly so I could read it. Was it heard enough?
Oh yeah, I got you good. Hello, my name is Grit Maldonado. In Los Angeles, I really don't have anything written for my introduction, other than my goals are basically very similar to Karen's. This is a community podcast, rather, trying to reach out to people, trying to bring forth the artistic visions of people, their music, their zines. They're trying to provide that platform for a grander scale to reach a larger audience. And again, this is a community platform, and we're really trying to reach out and spread the word.
Community and support. And positivity.
Exactly.
Stand up, girl. Stand up. No one will listen. An emotional wreck. Work less, paid less. Members of the weaker sex. Stand up, girl. Stand up. Stand up, girl. All women
plate today, Karen of New York?
I have reached out to some girls online, and a lot of women, important topics, rape issues. And you could see in the news recently and all over, Jackie Fox from the Runaways came out publicly and discussed what happened to her as a teenager in the Runaways. And I see that it brought about a lot of topics on the discussion of rape, people who maybe witness it, rape happen, and the victims, how some feel afraid or that they'll be shamed for coming forward, and especially they won't be, no one will believe them because they're young girls, and shame their parents, and also from the bystander's point of view, from what I read in the articles, a lot of the people were just shocked at what they were seeing. And, we're talking about a group of young people, teenagers, that some just left and some just stood by, just shell shocked, I guess. And from what I read in the article, she was, raped by him on a hotel bed after a gig. And from there on out, she tried to talk to the other band members about it, and it's kind of just no one talked about it type of deal, right? Because they were afraid to, and they were afraid of, the manager and probably, the band falling apart from it, is my take on it. I don't know what you take.
My perception from the articles, based on her story, that there were witnesses and there have been people that have come forward, including Carrie Crone.
Exactly.
There were people there to see this, and nobody did anything about it. And I think that's the bottom line. As far as her bandmates who were there to see that, I'm disappointed in the fact that they seem to disavow any knowledge of that occurrence. Even after some people are saying, hey, that, they were in fact there to see what was happening.
Sherry Curry came out about it and was defending her. And also, it's funny because the woman, Carrie Crone, from what I read in the article, she was a kind of a victim of his abuse, too. He just was very manipulative and just basically took advantage of them in every way, from what I saw from the articles that I read. And the only thing that I was a little disappointed in is that Joan Jett really hasn't said anything. All I saw in regards to Joan Jett was, that her representatives say that she denied how the events went down in the story that Jackie said, that I guess that's not how things went down. And just to refer all questions to Jackie because it's her story and her matter that she's involved with.
It appears that way. In her official statement, though, I quote, she says, "I was not aware of this incident." So she did make a second statement, and it was considered to be the full official statement about it. But in this statement, there's, of course, much more jargon, but she did say, "I was not aware of this incident," and people are saying otherwise, especially people that say that they were there. Final comment in this official statement, she says, "I wish her peace and healing," and that was that. Cherie Curry also, I guess there's been a lot of banter about what her position appears to have been. At first it seemed that she was supportive of Jackie Fox, but then came out later saying, "I have been accused of a crime, of looking into the dead yet pleading eyes of a girl unable to move while she was brutally raped and doing nothing." So she comes out in a defensive stance because people are saying basically that they stood there, they watched, and they did nothing to help Jackie Fox. But they're also saying, and I'm speaking of Cherie Curry and Joan Jett, it appears that they're saying that we don't know of any such occurrence.
In the article said they blocked out blocked it out of their minds, which, is fairly common,
Right. It,
in
well,
a
it
lot of,
definitely was a traumatic occurrence. They
that's the thing, like, people have to understand, like, especially I'm sure back then, like, that wasn't really discussed like it is now, you know, um, and not to be, not to shame victims and have a more, it's more talked about now, rape, but at least it's discussed. And I know if I was a teenager and, they were teenagers, the fear of, well, who do we go to? There's so many gray areas. It's like, well, why are you at a hotel room? What were you doing? All these other repercussions that I'm sure, teenagers would be afraid of, and, wanting to also play their
yeah.
music and go on tour. And, it's like hanging, a golden carrot in front of people and, just be quiet was just, how they, I guess, the only way they knew how to deal with the situation, just keep going.
I mean, really had to put
So,
into perspective where they were in their lives at that time when they were huge rock stars at the age of what 15, 16. It's pretty. That's pretty huge.
that's,
And then their manager was obviously based on what people are saying, based on a lot of information that has come through, that he was extremely abusive. And yeah, he probably was terrifying to them.
yeah, I mean, I would be too. I mean, which is like another thing with today's, younger artists, always just to have like, a trusted adult there and someone who knows what they're doing and someone to protect you. Female artists don't get a lot of, recognition and show and airtime due to that they don't fit a certain mold. And there's so many talented, women, singers, songwriters, and bands that I've seen that, should be touring and playing. That, I'd love to see that.
Right. Let me stop you right there before we get too far ahead. We actually have some very talented bands that we're featuring on the podcast. The final thing I want to say about the Jackie Fuchs story is this. And I'm gonna borrow something from a friend. A friend said that they, and this is in reference to Jackie Fuchs' bandmates from the Runaways, that they will not be the heroes they once were for not supporting her. And I think there is a lot of truth to that.
It's her own fault. She should know better. She should know how to keep herself safe. I'll be safe, my pepper spray. Point, shoot, you go away. I'll be safe, my pepper spray. Pepper spray, you'll never, 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 never safe. Too much, then they won't call me a slut. I'll be safe, won't drink too much. You slut, wish I'm mad, wish I'm hot. I'll just one wish tonight. Not to them, for I went. Pray I'll make it home safe. You'll never, 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 never safe. I'll be safe, but where's your skirt? They can't say she wanted it flirt. I'll be safe, but where's your skirt? You flirt, you're never, 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 never safe. Wish I might, wish I might. I'll just one wish tonight. Not to death, all I wait. Pray I'll make it home safe. You'll never, 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 never safe.
Just to close on this topic is I hope, even though this came out, and I hope it sheds light on the issue of, rape survivors, people, witnesses, and a healing process, and, discussion about, helping others out, and, people to not be afraid to come forward and do the right thing. Just one more thing. There's a really great rape crisis center in Manchester. They are grassroots. They started in 1976 by it's a lack of support and services for women who have been raped or sexually abused. Um, they have services. They have a telephone service hotline to provide advice and information and support to women and girls surviving sexual abuse. And the helpline also provides a signpost and service for male survivors and offers information and advice to friends, partners, and other family members supporting survivors, which I think is great, to also, reach out to family members and getting people, therapy and information on supporting, a close friend or family who's been a victim of rape or sexual abuse. They offer face-to-face counseling services for women 17 and over. They're just a really great organization. They are based in a local women's center, and women who have access to the crisis center and other activities at the center. They have drop-in groups, educational classes, alternative therapy groups. There's a great, website that, we'll have posted up if you want to check them out. And this past Sunday, they also in Manchester had a fundraiser for the center. That's what I'd like to say about that.
Only to be under your skin, and I will crawl my way out through the walls of your heart. Not a way to start the day. Down to your fingers and into your veins, and the weather within. There's no way to begin the day, but now I am always alone in the rain.
All right, so moving forward.
Well, I was also quite intrigued by a lot of, I'd say, women rockers coming out, from the early 90s when I was growing up. L7 is back. I'm super stoked to see Babes in Toyland.
Yes.
Yes, I been always wanting to see them. And when I was younger, I never had a chance to. So I'm so happy to see them reunited. I don't know, have you seen them yet? Because they haven't hit New York yet. September is like the month for us.
I want to say I've seen them twice. I've gone to see them twice, but the first venue I went to was so crowded and the stage sat so low. I'm too short to see over, people over 5 foot. I could hear them. I hear them. We got there very late, and I think we managed to catch a few songs. It was out in the desert, but it was just, it was a great experience. I was happy, very happy, to just be there, even for a few songs. It just so amazing. It's such a great place to be right now in this life, in this year, this time with Babes in Toyland. I will be seeing them actually. I believe it's next week.
Oh, wow.
The Riot Grill Fest.
Yeah, I loved how they did that. I love the how they made it Riot Grill Fest. And see, there's some great bands. Slut Ever, they're really great. I can't wait to check out Babes and L7. They're in September. They're a week apart both shows. It's going to be great 2 weeks.
That's going to be intense. A week apart. I mean, I just saw L7 a week or 2 weeks ago. Now I'm going to see Babes in Toyland again. It's just awesome.
also amazing that Maureen, reaches out to the fans, on Facebook and social media, whereas a lot of artists don't. And I think that's really amazing and cool to be, there for people and be open and raw and be inspirational for others. I can't wait to read her book. I can't wait for her book. I've read Kim Gordon's book. I went to her book signing back in February. I thought that was a great read. Can't wait to read both of their books. Being a female musician and the trials and tribulations of being on tour. And also, another thing that I see a lot now is these rock girl camps, where anyone can start them. There's actually one there's one that happened in DC. It's Girls That Rock. But I think it's great to have a camp for young girls to come and be in a safe environment and learn the basics of music, how to play, and at the end be able to play a song and maybe be inspired and learn how to, be in a musical situation with just women and, not feeling, dictated or the need to maybe not speak up, and learning how to create music and play a song. And I think that's a really great thing. I wish that was around when I was growing up. They do have, if people want, it's an Indiegogo page for girls rock. For them, they'll meet anyone who doesn't have any musical equipment or old musical equipment that wants to donate. It's a great cause.
And this is for Girls Rock School Edinburgh, correct?
Yes. Also, there's not too many all ages venues, which is a shame because there's so many young people like under 21 who I've talked to who want to go to a lot of the shows that I share. I try and always post whatever I see for New York and New Jersey, and a lot of it's 21 and over. So it's kind of hard, but I have brought it up. It's the Indiegogo campaign. You could share the link, Girls Rock Edinburgh. Basically, they are trying to raise money, to just get some basic gear. And I believe they want to start also add in DJ lessons, teaching girls how to DJ and record and, do record and engineer, and they're just raising money to, get funding to help with venue costs and specific workshops like DJ and sound tech. And they also, if anyone wants, like I have, I mailed them a pack of strings and drumsticks. So you can donate that way too, or you can go check out their Indiegogo campaign. They have some really great perks too, and it's their second year doing it. They have a video up. Is very successful last year, and Girls Rock is, like I said, if you go to the Facebook page, it's international. If you want to start your own Girls Rock in your area, that would be great, thing to do. And I think it's an awesome organization. And if you want to check out the one for Edinburgh, you can. And, help out girls all over rock and learn instruments and DJ, because we need more of that.
Definitely need more girl bands.
Yes.
Girl. GRRRL.
Yes. Girls. Gotta get the
girls. All right, so that sounds good.
Also, another band I want to plug, Lady Business. Amazing, talented two-piece band. The girl Kate, she's a friend of mine in New York City. I met her through the the Riot Girl and music scene. She also is very helpful and a huge supporter for many bands. She puts together a lot of events and a lot of shows for bands, which is great. She's a great promoter. And also she works, all her shows that she does. She does Sunday shows usually every 2 weeks at a great bar in New York City, Henrietta Hudson's. It's an LGBT bar, which is great, and they're very friendly to and open to everybody. And she likes to showcase kind of more female fronted bands and female bands and musicians and transgender and people in the lesbian community, and she does a lot of great work and given new bands a place to play, which is great at Henrietta Hudson's. And it's a great bar, great crowds, great setup, and there's no cover. And she is in the band lady business, very talented, guitarist and the drummer, amazing. I did a show with them, my last show back in March with them, my last band that I was in. They're amazing, and I definitely check them out. They are on tour. They're going to be doing, a couple of shows in the Northeast, and we'll have that up. And they are also releasing their first studio album out at the end of August, so I'm excited and happy for them.
You're ruining everything. Self-righteous hashtagging. Ignorant activism. It doesn't change a goddamn thing. It doesn't change a goddamn thing. You're ruining everything. Say something. Do nothing. All talking. No action. 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 You're ruining everything. Questions need answering. Ignoring contradiction doesn't change a goddamn thing. It doesn't change a goddamn thing. You're ruining everything. Say something. Do nothing. All talking. No action. 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 Feel real good about yourself. Empty promises to sell. Feel real good about yourself. Empty promises to sell. You're ruining everything. You're ruining everything. Say something. Do nothing. All talking. No action. 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 No action. No action. No action.
And they're really awesome, and definitely want to give them a shout out, and Kate a shout out, and Henrietta Hudson's a shout out. And if you're ever in New York City, you should definitely come by Henrietta Hudson's and check out a Sunday show and see all the amazing, talented people that play there.
Excellent. So check out Lady Business while you're
Yes.
at it. Any other announcements that we have?
Yep, that's it.
Violent Vicky of Long Beach, California, is opening for Missing Persons on Saturday. That's this Saturday. Opening for Missing Persons with Dead Pansies and a few other special guests, and that's Saturday, August 1st. Missing Persons at the Gas Lamp.
I'd also like to plug the Mistmates. They're from Australia. They are going to be touring Europe this fall. So definitely check their videos out and their links and their Facebook page. And if you like, they also have a GoFundMe up to just help with some travel expenses for the tour, which they're funding and doing all on their own. They're going to be all over Europe, England, Germany. In September, October. There'll be dates up, and if you want to check out their Facebook page and contribute to their GoFund page to help with touring expenses, because there's a lot between gas, vans, hotels, food, being a band. So definitely check them out and check their Facebook page out. And if you would like, you can also check out the GoFundMe page that they have up.
Well, that was awesome. Thank you so much, Karen Creature. I just want to extend to you gratitude for all that you do every day, not just on the podcast. You did an outstanding job, but for everything that you do every day to promote bands and to support the community. Every day you are outstanding. Also, I want to do a quick shout out to Right Girl Italy. And as we close the show, I just want to thank everybody for listening to our first podcast. Now we're closing out with a track by Violent Vicky, who will be playing Saturday, August 1st at the Gas Lamp opening for Missing Persons. This is a track off her album, Monster Alley.